the ceremonial cigarette. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Audio Purgatory. It's episode 10. I wanted to cap off this year 2021 with the episode 10 of Audio Purgatory. It seems nice, sense of totality, which is a concept that I've learned about this year in 2021. And today I am here. I'm very close to the microphone for some reason, so I'll back up, my bad. I'm here with my good friend,
the Wolf.
Yes. Hopefully he's going to be a member of future episodes of Audio Purgatory. And today, like I said, we're just going to be talking about everything that's happened so far in 2021. Or not so far. This is it, people. And to start it off, there's been a few deaths. A few celebrity deaths. I'm just going to name off a few on my that are personally mean a lot to me. DMX, rapper DMX passed away. I think he overdosed. X Gonna Give It To You. Fucking a few other songs. Guy was dope, right? You grew up with him.
Yeah, I wasn't really a huge fan or anything, but yeah, I remember hearing about his death. It was it just stood out to me, because he's very well known, and he lived in Phoenix too, as well. It's kind of cool fact about him. Yeah,
I don't think he was He had a ton of songs that made it, but I know he had at least 2 or 3 that were bangers. Norm Macdonald. Another celebrity that passed away, Norm Macdonald, was a celebrity that I idolized to a sense. He had cancer, I want to say, for 9 years. I think, diagnosed 2012 or something like that. And he's been living with it in silence. No one knew that he had cancer, and God, I'll miss him. King of dry humor and non sequitur humor. And you may know him from Billy Madison. He was on the Fairly Odd Parents. He played the genie Norm.
SNL too.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live, and he will be missed.
I think Theo Von is heavily influenced by him as well. Theo Von is very big on deadpan humor, and Norm Macdonald was a huge influencer on a lot of present day comedians that are using that style of comedy. And I love Theo Von. He's hilarious.
Yeah, I use Norm Macdonald's humor on a day-to-day basis when I'm talking to people because I admire it. Next one I want to say is, I think, relevant to both of us, Larry King. Right, you and me didn't particularly care for Larry King in a political sense, but I'd say to American culture. I watched this guy grow up in the early 2000s. I'd see him hunched over the desk with his tall-ass shoulders. He's always 80 years old, ever since I've been alive, it seems like. And
yeah, he's just perpetually an old man. He's one of those people,
And he was, I hate to say it, but he was a stereotype in a way. He was Jewish, and he kind of had that stereotypical Jewish cadence about him. And I don't know. I will miss him to an extent because there was something comforting about seeing him on television. He had a podcast he did for a while. One of them was with Norm Macdonald. I'll miss him to a point.
Yeah, Larry King, he's sat down and spoke with so many different celebrities and people, and famous people, Norm Macdonald included. I don't know off the top of my head. I believe maybe Shaquille O'Neal, anyone you can really think of.
Michael Jackson. Yeah, he interviewed all the biggest people in Americana culture, and
he was like Joe Rogan before Joe Rogan had a podcast.
Yeah, he really was, honestly. So I don't necessarily agree with all of his takes politically, but still, rest in peace, Larry King. Who's the next one? Betty White just passed away today. She almost reached 100 years, the crisp age of 100 years old, and she passed away at 99 years old today, December 31st, 2021. I know her from the Golden Girls. She played an old lady. And this was 20 years ago, probably, the Golden Girls?
Oh, no, that was way longer before that. That was 30, maybe 35 years ago.
So she was an influential woman. She had a lot of talent, and she was just, again, a very important part of American culture. I think there's a part of me that will miss her, too.
Yeah, she was I think you said, stereotypical old lady, kind of like Larry King, just perpetually 80 years old.
Yeah. No doubt.
One of them people.
Yeah, God bless. And there's Rush Limbaugh. He's a conservative figure that passed away. I'm not going to talk much about him. Prince Philip, another 99-year-old. He was one of the heirs of the UK what was he? He was a part of the UK lineage, and frankly, his death was kind of not very tasteful. A lot of people mocked his death and made memes about it. But anyway, I'm gonna kind of close this off. We talked enough about death. I guess on a related subject, I'm gonna be talking about COVID. Because unfortunately, in the year 2021, COVID is still a relevant topic with Omicron, right? Is it Omicron? I don't remember how it's pronounced.
Omicron.
Yeah. Coincidentally, as the Wolf pointed out earlier, Omicron, if you happen to rearrange the letters, it spells moronic. That's definitely a...
Yeah, I saw that online, on like a comment or something. I just thought that was very interesting. A very interesting coincidence.
Yeah, come on. Omicron, we've lived past it at this point. I mean, I feel like Omicron is a less fatal version of coronavirus, and I don't know. I feel like we're kind of at the tail end of this, right?
Yeah, like, I believe the life stage, or whatever you want to call it, of a virus is to slowly devolve, in a sense. And over the past 2 years, we've seen it with Delta.
Yeah.
And these other strains that have come out. Basically, Omicron or whatever is just a very milder form of the COVID virus, and basically it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's going to become like the common cold now, and no one's going to die from it anymore, even though it was a very small percentage of people dying to begin with.
Ooh. I heard some fireworks in the background. That's right, it's the New Year's, everyone. I agree with you. COVID is kind of becoming an old topic at this point. Thank God we have people like Joe Rogan, and primarily Joe Rogan, because he's such an influential figure. And he has been kind of, I don't want to say anti-vax, but he's been vaccine hesitant. He's talked to a lot of well-known scientists that specialize in this particular field, and he got COVID this year, Joe Rogan. And the media seemed to be happy at that.
Yeah, they were, but they weren't happy about the treatment in which he overcame the COVID with, and that is what all these people that are against alternative treatment, calling it horse paste, ivermectin. Ivermectin actually works very well when treated properly.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's a lot of places, like there's like a province of India that prescribed a lot of ivermectin, and a lot of people got better, and there's a lot of information out there surrounding COVID, and I think at this point we are all responsible adults. With the COVID, the vaccine mandates, and the pressure to get the vaccine in general, I think people like Joe Rogan, and I can't name other people off the top of my head. Nicki Minaj was one of them. People that are vaccine hesitant, and made us open our eyes and realize that you can get by this thing without a vaccine, possibly. There are other alternatives, and who knows what's going to happen in 2022. Probably another variant of COVID, unfortunately.
Probably a milder variant until it's literally like the common cold.
Which it almost is at this point.
Right.
I'd say.
Yeah, I would agree.
There's the Capitol riots. I don't think we should talk too much about this because, I mean, it was a relevant part of American culture where, yeah, there's a bunch of, frankly, Trump supporters. They were idiots, and they stormed the Capitol, and it wasn't a good look. I remember where I was ordering a fucking chimichanga at a local Mexican restaurant, and I looked up, saw that people were storming the fucking Capitol, and I don't know. It has given a lot of ammunition against people, for people that are against Trump, and it wasn't a good look.
I agree. Not a good look at all, and not a good idea.
Yeah. Like, if you're going to lose an election, like, lose it fairly, move on. There's always the next election. But
yeah, that's another good point. 2022, get out there and vote, people. That is the midterms, I believe. Get out there and vote, man. Let's change the Senate. Let's change Congress. Let's make some changes with our votes, people. Come on now.
Well said. Also another thing that's been relevant this year is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency has become kind of like popular culture at this point. A lot of normies, a lot of people that aren't familiar with crypto have started investing in it. Primarily shit coins and meme coins like Dogecoin and Shiba Coin, and there's all of these other just bullshit cryptocurrencies that have made a lot of people very rich over the past year. People, Yeah.
Bitcoin ATMs, man. I didn't know anything about them before 2021. I went to a store once, saw people buying Bitcoin, selling Bitcoin, etc., etc. I'm like, whoa, what the hell?
Yeah.
The wolf is watching this shit, man. The wolf might buy himself some cryptocurrency.
I don't think it's going. I think it's going to be here to stay. I think crypto's here to stay to a certain extent. Alongside crypto, you have shit like NFTs. It's also a concept that's been kind of introduced to the public. Basically, if you create a piece of artwork and you make it unique to the person buying it, you have an NFT. People have become millionaires overnight by creating pieces of art on their computer, and then they sell for thousands to millions of dollars.
I like the concept. I think it's very early on in its inception. We'll just have to see how it goes, honestly.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't think any one of us fully has a full grasp of what it is, but like you said, it's definitely going to become more relevant, I think, in the future. Kind of related to that, talking about cryptocurrency, Elon Musk, he's the one that popularized Dogecoin. He was kind enough to take the 14 seconds out of his day and tweet briefly about Dogecoin, and it went up in value and made a few people very rich. This motherfucker, Elon Musk, not only is he sending people to Mars, sending rockets to Mars, making electronic vehicles and brain implants, but he has surpassed Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk is now the richest person on Earth.
Wow. Props. Elon Musk is the wealthiest African American right now. That's right.
On a technicality, that is actually true.
Yes, Elon Musk was born in South Africa. People forget this, but Elon Musk is the wealthiest South African. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Sorry, the wealthiest African American.
Well, I don't know what to say about that. Maybe that'll change in the future. I think it's well-deserved. Elon Musk is definitely a Chad amongst Chads.
Absolutely.
He has 8 kids.
Elon Musk, I agree. Elon Musk, he's very admirable.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, there's nothing I dislike about the man.
And something else that isn't necessarily related. Don't know if you remember, but there was part of 2021 where there's a giant ship that was stuck in a canal.
Yes, I do remember that. The Suez Canal, correct?
Yeah. And it was one ship, and it was stuck in a canal for 1 or 2 months?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It's just pretty much stopped world trade for, I don't know, 2 months, Just stopped the supply chain pretty much.
I don't want to be that guy, but there were so many people online saying, hey, why don't you just nudge the damn boat and dig more sand so that way the boat can be unlodged? And it's such a first grader problem. You wouldn't think that'd be something that would halt world trade, just a ship going down a canal.
Right, I agree. There's just absurd. It's my only word for that. Just complete absurdity.
There's Kim Kardashian, Kanye West. They got divorced. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember hearing about that. I think that happened somewhat recently here in the later part of 2021.
I am surprised it didn't happen sooner, honestly. They were a power couple. I think together, collectively, they're worth $1 billion or something.
Kim Ye.
Yeah, Kim Ye. That was a big deal when it happened.
Definitely was.
And
I'm just going to be that guy, man, but come on, really? Kim Kardashian, she's only relevant because of Ray J. I got to give a shout out to Ray J.
Yeah.
Props to you, man. You blew her up. And now, now she's moved on to Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
What a pimp. What a pimp.
Pete Davidson is just sitting in his throne, just just all happy with the accomplishments he's made and how many different vaginas he's been in. There was the tragic cancellation of popular figures, Mr. Potato Head and Dr. Seuss. I don't know if you remember, but do you remember Dr. Seuss? There's a handful of Dr. Seuss books that got banned, right?
I don't remember hearing anything about that, actually.
Yeah, that happened. I think it was a book, something called To Think. I saw it on Mulberry Street, and a handful of other Dr. Seuss books. And there's allegations out there that he may have been racist, and there was racist implications in his books.
I do know that Dr. Seuss is actually, he was a German-American during a time in which being German-American was not the greatest thing to be. And his family was thought to be associated with the Nazi Party. That's all I really know about Dr. Seuss, though.
Yeah, it's not really that big of a topic, but it's interesting to think about how the very same books that my mother fucking read to me as I was falling asleep as a 4-year-old are being canceled now and are being people are claiming that there's racist allegories hidden in them, and I don't know.
Yeah, man, there is nothing racist about green eggs and ham. Come on.
To green people, it could be offensive, I guess, if they're out there.
And then the Mr. Potato Head thing, I mean, I think I read or saw something about now Mr. Potato Head is binary or something like that.
Okay, so it's just Potato Head.
Yeah, I'm not cool with that. You know, I grew up in the '90s, and I remember Mr. Potato Head. What's wrong with that? There was a Mrs. Potato Head too. It was his wife.
It was.
So why's it got to be binary now, man? Why has everything got to be binary? I'm not cool with it. Let's bring back Mr. Potato Head, people. Come on.
It's obviously not that big of a deal, but it's just really interesting to see how people in the year of 2021 are being offended by a fucking toy that resembles a potato with interchangeable facial pieces. But anyway, we're going to be wrapping up this episode soon. It's been a particularly long episode. That's because it's a recap of the year 2021. We're going to be talking about something more personal to us, Phoenix, Arizona. This is the hub of the Southwest, officially at this point. I think it's been that way for a while now, but it has turned into Los Angeles 2, right? Would you say that's fair, or at least is turning into at this point?
It's getting there. I believe there are 5 million people now living in the Phoenix metropolitan area, and it's the fastest growing city in the United States at the moment. It's pretty crazy. I try driving down any major road to go to the grocery store.
You're not kidding.
What used to take 5 minutes now takes 25 minutes. Traffic is getting bad. People don't know how to drive. I don't want to blame a specific state, but if you're from here, I think you know what state I'm talking about. And we see their license plates, and we see how they act, and I ain't cool with it, man. Rent's going up. It's hard to get by nowadays in the desert, man.
Which is tragic, because the desert is already notorious for being a place that isn't a hospitable place. It's hot here, people. You know? Resources are scarce. We're out here in the Sonoran Desert. And on top of that, everyone's wanting to move here. So we're going to be talking about it shortly. There's a water shortage, so we're in a desert that's already scarce of water. We don't have that much water, and people are moving in rapidly, taking resources and increasing the value of homes and everything. God damn. I mean, like gas now. I just filled up my tank at $3.80 a gallon. I know that can be partially attributed to inflation, which probably should have been a topic we should have covered.
Topic for next time, for sure.
Yeah, but I just went to Colorado, right? Gas prices are around $3. They're around $3 a gallon. That's because I think it's a growing state, but people have generally moved there. At this point, the focus has been more on Phoenix, where it's rapidly growing. And to be at almost $4 a gallon is something I would have never been able to say in the past. This is becoming a major city. I know people that have moved out in specifically because it's becoming Los Angeles 2. Because, like you said, every time you go to a fucking grocery store or a McDonald's, it takes 40 minutes. It's brutal.
Yeah, and also when you're driving on the freeway nowadays, you got to dodge debris. You got to dodge people that don't know how to drive. There's always an accident. There's always some kind of bullshit that just adds stress to your life, man. Big city living, it ain't what it's cracked up to be, man.
Yeah. And I'll cover this really quickly. I heard that Phoenix, Arizona, we're probably Arizona as a whole, we're kind of scarce. We don't have that much water. We're running out of water, everyone. And again, this is in a desert where we don't have that much water to begin with.
Yeah, that's definitely something that needs to be solved within the next 5 years at the very most. Or at the very least, I should say. If you don't solve that, you're not going to be able to live here. And for locals that were born and raised here, that's not cool. This is a place we've called home for a very long time.
Yeah. The Valley of the Sun is increasingly becoming more of the Valley of the Sun. And it's getting rough. But we're going to see what happens as the years go on. In addition to that, we're going to be talking about Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito. Is that how you're saying? Gabby Petito?
Gabby Petito.
Something like that, yeah. So basically, it was a social media influencer, Gabby. It was a young girl that got murdered, largely because of her boyfriend, right? Is that confirmed?
I'm not too sure. All I do know is that Brian was found deceased himself about a month later in the Everglades.
Across the country.
Yeah, the whole story was very strange, and yeah, that was a very strange set of circumstances that happened this past year as well.
I remember first learning about Brian, the guy that is suspected to murder Gabby Petito, or Gabby Petito. I forgot how he pronounced it.
Well, they were like boyfriend and girlfriend or something like that.
Right. I just found out that his last name is actually pronounced Laundrie. Brian Laundrie. That is the most fucking boring, stale last name you can have. I spelt it on this list that we have here, like laundry, literally, but it's spelt differently. And I thought I'd highlight that because that's a shitty last name. What kind of last name is Laundrie?
Well, you know what's funny? I saw pictures of the gentleman when I watched the news. The very few times that I do watch the news, or I'm kind of just hanging out at work and scrolling through the news feed there.
Yeah.
And he was a very dirty gentleman.
What?
He was very dirty. They were on the road. They couldn't shower a whole lot.
Ooh.
So yeah, dirty laundry.
Gentlemen, if you're listening, clean your smegma. Clean your smegma, please. Anyway, this is the last topic. I believe because it's kind of the last relevant thing that's happened this year. I want to say, it may be unofficial, who knows? This is a fucking podcast that's produced on a cheap stand-up table that's worth $20. But AstroWorld. I talked about it briefly in my last episode of Audio Purgatory. AstroWorld was a massive concert thrown by the absolutely talented, groundbreaking artist Travis Scott, known for such famous lyrics as "Ya Ya" and other stuff like that. So basically, it was a concert of I want to say around 100,000 people, maybe 50,000 people, and basically 12 people died.
I believe that's a pretty lowball number there. I think it was more than that. I just don't think the news was really stating how many people really died. But yeah, I mean, that was just a complete shit show, man. I mean, you don't pack that many people into such a small venue and expect nothing bad to happen. And by the way, speaking of Travis Scott, we were just talking about Kim and Kanye earlier.
Yeah.
Totally associated with one another. You know, the whole Kardashian family.
Boy, is that Kylie?
One of those degenerates,
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I don't understand the parents that would allow their 11-year-old to attend a concert like that. You know, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be Mr. Boomer here, Mr. Voice of Reason. But that's fucking stupid. Why are you going to let your 11-year-old attend a concert with someone that presents himself as a fucking, essentially a gangster? You know what I'm saying? They've been known to throw fucking wild concerts in the past. People have gotten injured in the past. Travis Scott goes wild. Motherfucker knows how to party, and it's. Could you imagine, okay, Becky, go to the Travis Scott concert.
Yeah, and another thing, I mean, you just said Travis Scott likes to go wild. I mean, that's pretty much just states a perfect fact. It's a concert. People are going to be going wild, quote unquote. People are going to be drinking and doing drugs, most likely. So that is not a good environment for a lot of people that were there to be in. And what happened anyway? There's like a stampede or something?
Yeah. I mean, because people were rushing the borders, they were trying to get over through security, and they're stepping on each other and got collapsed rib cages. And I think I said this before, but I myself, I would happily step on the rib cage of a 12-year-old to get a few feet closer to Travis Scott. That's just me personally. A talented figure such as Travis Scott, but I don't know. That was obviously a joke. I think it's retarded, and the apology video that Travis Scott had was laughable to say the least. He looked like a 12-year-old that was getting ready to apologize to his parents for a broken vase or something.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That was straight up insulting to the people that lost loved ones at that event.
I'm going to do a quick video in black and white and rub my head just to show how concerned I am. And Travis Scott, you're a fucking idiot. But I think that's a good way to end this episode of Audio Purgatory. There's not much more to say, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there is much more to say about this episode of our Audio Purgatory.
Real quick, do you have anything that you personally, or do you have, it's kind of corny, but any New Year's, what are they called? Resolutions, yeah. Are you trying to do anything to better yourself for the New Year's, or do you have anything at all?
No, the wolf doesn't have much to say about any resolutions. Not a whole lot on the top of my mind.
I get you. I guess it's something you kind of have to sit down and kind of ruminate and fucking reflect on for a while. I've been thinking about, I'm trying to drink less. Shaggy Haggard has really been exercising his liver for the past year and a half, and I gotta stop drinking a lot of vodka, a lot of that potato water, and in the year 2022, I'm trying to work out more, become less reliant on alcohol, and that's essentially it. Increase my life expectancy, essentially. So, I wish you everyone the best in the year 2022. Let's try and knock it out. The past 2 years, or 2020, 2021, they've been defeating, demoralizing. A lot of us have been down in the gutter. A lot of us have been severely impacted by COVID-19. But let's try and come back in the year 2022. I'll throw off my hat in celebration. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. Do you have anything else to say?
I do not have anything else to say. Shaggy Haggard, that was a great outro there.
Thank you. If you enjoyed this episode, please comment, subscribe, contribute to the conversation, and that will be it. Bye-bye.